Alright guys, doing a super quick unbagging of Naked and Famous denim today. This is the Rick and Morty collection that they did a few months back. I was kind of waiting for it to be released, watched it be released, each piece, and there's a couple, honestly, besides the Morty, which was kind of more basic, besides the color Selvedge ID. The other three looked really interesting, which if you're fans of Rick and Morty, you know all the characters, obviously, but if you don't, when you hear me say, like, Mr. Poopy Butthole as a character, that's freaking weird. But in the show, you're like, oh yeah, Mr. Poopy Butthole, that's cool. His are, like, super, the denim they made for his character is, like, super lightweight, like, chambray-like. They looked really like something I could fit in, still. I don't know if I think they still have sizing, so maybe if those go on sale, I might pick those up too and be completely committed. But in the meantime, I was kind of deciding between the Pickle Rick denim, which is what I ended up ultimately going with, and the Rick Sanchez Wubba Lubba Dub Dub denim, mostly because the portal weft was really cool looking. So I was debating between the two. These are a 15 ounce. The others I think were like 12 or 12 and a half, something like that, a little bit lighter weight. I have the 12 and a half ounce real gold Selvedge from Naked and Famous, which I love. It's been kind of my go-to pair, especially in Florida. There's not too many times of year that it gets cold enough to justify really wearing much heavier, but I've got a couple other pairs from unbranded and pair from Gap that are like between 13 and a half, and then like the unbranded are 14 and a half ounce that work, except for, you know, in the summer and whatnot. But I figured let's go and let's grab these. They're 15 ounces, but I was really interested in getting them. Filming this on my phone, hence the super awkward super awkward, slow, drawing more attention to it. It's okay. We're getting there. We're almost there. We're there. All right. These just had, see how hard it is to get them out. Shake, shake. Shake it off. Shake it off. Cool. There. That's better than any words I'm going to say. So, as you can see, these are Pickle Rick, Solenya, Selvedge, which, if you've seen the episode, Pickle Rick, you know. Pickle Man. 15 ounce Greencast Slubby Japanese Selvedge. You can see the Pickle Rick embroidery there, which is hilarious. I'm sure people will be like, what did you sit in, or whatever. So that's going to be fun. The green ostrich leather patch, which same image from that, but in this like kind of really dark, almost not quite forest green, but like a darker green, ostrich leather. You can kind of see the quill holes here kind of throughout. Super cool. Ostrich leather is pretty cool. It's fairly thin. I know ostrich leather can vary depending on where you get it from and where the quills are. It's a little bit thinner, but that's super cool. But like, look, I'm gonna open these up and just give you a breadth for the Slubby Greencast Selvedge, which is what ultimately, obviously, most notably, made me go for these instead, because I'm a fan of anything that gives like character to denim. Like, obviously we're all trying to fade raw Selvedge denim and get cool fades and high contrast fades, and some people want vintage fades, all that stuff. I'm like newer to the whole Selvedge game. Like, I've been into Selvedge for like a year and a half, 2 years. I've been learning all about it before then, because I want to kind of make some you know, kind of just have my head around stuff when it comes to like menswear and clothing and stuff like that. So I try to learn as much as I could. So anything that has like slubby texture like this, like where the yarns are like uneven, like neppy pairs, like hairy pair, like just all these like interesting textures, right? And This has a Greencast, which means they kind of mix some green dye in with the indigo, as far as I know. And that kind of gives you this kind of like, I don't want to say splotchy, but it's just this really interesting color that plays off the texture of the slub yarns. So it kind of just all makes for this super like vibrant, interesting, like it's just really cool. I'm really liking it. There's your pickle color, fifth pocket little ID there. So that's cool. And that's the same color as Selvedge ID in here, is this kind of pickle green, which is super cool. So I got my usual fit, which is an easy guy, in 36. So I know like a lot of guys wear them to where they're like almost unbuttonable, and then they do stretch. I understand that a little bit, but like I also like my denim to fit comfortable. So these, like when I usually put them on, they're like I can button them up fine. They're not baggy, they're not falling down, but I can button them up fine, and they'll usually stretch out, half an inch to an inch depending. But I always wear a belt, so it's not an issue. And if I size down, I think the next size down is like 2 inches. You generally, depends on the pair, but usually about 2 inches down, I'm like, no, I'm good. I want to be comfortable. And these are, a kind of, they've got the strong taper from the knee down, which I like, but they're, a higher rise in the front and back, and a little more room in the thighs, which I definitely need. So yeah, that is the first look at them. Trying to think of any other details you can kind of see, between. Oh, here we go. Here's forgot about these, the little character pocket bags on the inside. So you can see Rick and Morty and Summer. You can see all the characters. I think Jerry's in there, and yeah, those are cool. So pocket bags, Rick and Morty characters, and then it's got these kind of darker. Not sure what these are, if they're copper or like a copper plating or antique copper. I forget what they call the buttons, button color on these. But yeah, so you can kind of see how this, like especially with this inside texture, like when you cuff it, it's going to have this really cool texture from the old, the shuttle looms, and being run at a low speed kind of produces this with the Slubby yarns, which is super cool. Anyway, I'm gonna try to put these on, cuff them up, and get a couple pics of the fit to put at the end of this video. But for now, this is the unboxing of it. Thanks, guys.